Hello, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt, and I love to help professionals and leaders get and stay organized. And today we're going to be demoing the monthly dashboard or check-in pages within the Ultimate OneNote Hub. I did record a video on my YouTube channel. That might be how you found this tutorial. And today I'm going to show you how to use the pieces inside the Ultimate OneNote Hub. There's going to be several other videos in the Ultimate OneNote Hub playlist, so check that out on my channel. I also wanted to let you know that I have activated membership. So if you go to my channel page and click join, you'll see there are two tiers, the organized leader and a leader systems circle. Organized leader gets you early access to new videos, priority reply to comments, members only posts and updates, and of course, loyalty badges. But then the leader systems circle gets you access to monthly member only live streams where I talk about behind the scenes systems. You can ask me questions and I'll post polls so that you can request future videos, things you're wondering about, whether it's like OneNote or Teams or Microsoft Loop, Outlook, etc. And of course, I will shout you out as a member. So if you're interested in that, check that out on my page. All right, so let's get into it. I've been doing a series of videos in this playlist, and now March is done. So I figured what a great time to do the reflection and share with you the monthly dashboard. So it is located in the dashboard section of the Ultimate OneNote Hub. And then you can see there's a monthly section. So I have a dashboard for every single month of the year. So because we're in March, or we just finished up March, let's do our March check-in or wrap up. And I have a few different things. So let's just describe what they are. So I have a My Performance button here that I've created. So if we click that, it actually goes to the My Performance section. And that's because we're going to be using some of the templates in here to take a peek at, to do our reflection. So we'll take a peek at those in a bit. Let's go back to the dashboard section. And here is the standard work. So the standard work is basically the standard or the level that you hold for yourself for whatever the task is that you're doing. So standard doesn't mean we're doing everything the same all the time. It just means you're holding yourself to a certain standard. And this is my practice. And you can continue to improve this practice, build upon it, add, subtract to it. So I've started you out with a monthly standard work, which is to add to your value and impact template. So if we click on the link, it's there for you. We're going to go through this and talk through this more in depth. So not to worry. We also want to add any kudos, thank yous, or wins for yourself or your team, etc., to your joy folder. So we're going to talk about the joy folder, start to add some things to this template. The next thing is to review progress on personal annual goals. And I know I've showed the goals template in previous tutorial. This is my demo notebook, and I just had a monthly members only live stream. And so we were kind of talking about the goals template, and then we're also playing around. And I wanted to share with you that you can go ahead and add Excel spreadsheets right into your OneNote Hub. And it's going to show a copy of that. It's really cool. You can also add, so you just go to insert spreadsheet if that's something you're interested in. When you go to edit it, you double click here and the actual Excel will pop up and you can add your data. So if you like using Excel, you can embed it within your OneNote, which is so cool. You can also use the loop components and add tables and things like that. So we'll probably go more into depth on that. I've mentioned it before a little bit on previous videos, but I digress. So that is the annual goals section. We are also going to review any progress on projects or area team goals. So of course, that's all linked for you. And on a previous tutorial, we talked about the MTP standardization project that I had going and the pages in there, as well as we demoed the active project list. So I'll make sure to link those videos for you as well. And then finally, you want to just sort of clean up your system. So archive any resources, notes that are no longer needed. So the archive section is its own section here. And I just gave you an example of maybe a project page moving here or old meeting notes that you can put in here. So if every month the idea is to reflect on how the month went and how you can do better for next time. So we've kind of got these maintenance standard work tasks. And then we also have the notes and reflection section. So I've already typed sort of a prompt in here for you. As we reflect on March, how am I doing? How am I feeling fulfilled? Am I on track? Do I feel behind? Do I need any specific support? Who do I need support from? Am I looking for more growth and development? What do I need to be successful next month? So really thinking about how do I make April even better than March? So you could go in here and start typing in your thoughts, reflections. I also love to use the little bullet, the little to-do tag, I guess. Depending on your version of OneNote, it might either be a square checkbox or it could be this really cute circle. You can also use bullet points for these if bullet points are more your style, right? Or you could also consider using like numbers, right? Or just nothing at all. This is just your free form space. So if I had to reflect and think about my business, my KFA consulting business, I think let me give you an example. Something that I think is going well is that I was able to put out new OneNote Hub tutorial videos each week. That was awesome. I was so excited about it. And then let me think about where do I need support? Am I on track behind? I know there's just a few different like apps and things I want to look into. And so maybe I want to watch more videos on, let's say, right now I'm using Squarespace for my website. It's going okay, but I'm looking into another one. So on various website types, right? So things like that. Maybe it's more personal, right? Like, am I looking for more growth and development in my leadership career, whatever that might be? Thinking about reaching out to possible mentors, right? So this is kind of like, okay, what do I need to be successful right now? Am I right where I need to be? Maybe I'm thinking about my projects and I'm like, wished I had hit a specific milestone, but project got delayed because of XYZ. Create new timeline for April, right? So this is just sort of your brain dump, really reflecting on how the month went. And so why do we want to reflect? Why does it matter? For me, it's all about creating self-awareness, and it has to do with the success formula that I've coined. And that is self-awareness plus intention leads to proactive leadership, and proactive leaders drive strategic results. And so, of course, we want to drive strategic results. We want to be proactive instead of reactive. We want to be ahead of things instead of feeling like we're behind. So the more that you reflect and start to, pause and consider what's going on in your world, where do you need support and how can you be better, you'll be able to have success more quickly than those who don't take the time to self-reflect. All right. So even though this step isn't maybe the most glamorous, I don't recommend that you skip it and just take, 1 or 2 minutes to write out a few items. All right. Now let's talk about the value to impact promotion template. So here's the deal. If you're going to ask for a promotion or when you're writing your performance review or even updating your resume, it's really helpful to have a note of the value that you brought to the organization. So not just I worked on this project or I completed this project, but the actual return on investment that you were able to bring by directing the project, leading it, or actually doing the thing. And so we think we're going to remember all the things that we do. We think we have a great memory and we're just going to be like updating our resume and totally pull that statistic out of a hat. But the thing is, we don't. And the same thing when you're writing your self-reflection for your performance review. It's really hard sometimes to look back and remember, right? We're high achievers. We don't spend a lot of time celebrating, even though we really should. And we're going to talk about that today too. So this template is really to help you out with that. So let me make it a little bit bigger here. Basically, here's the structure of it. So the first column is the goal category. And we talk about this. This could be similar to the goals that you have for your annual goals, like maybe the goal is patient safety, or maybe it's personal, professional development, or people engagement. When did you do this thing that you brought value to the org? So usually just a month in a year is good, right? So was it January 2020 to March 2020 or whenever? Just pick a month. It doesn't have to be that detailed, just a good approximation. What was the name of the impact? So you could name the project or give it a nice, short, concise spicy title, something that's going to help you remember and make sense to whoever you might be sharing this with. And then what was your role at that time? Were you a program manager? Were you a supervisor? Were you an individual contributor? What was your role? And then value demonstrated. So whatever the project is, what are the things or the benefits that you provided to the organization, team, or professional development, right? What did you do that you brought it, you made so much of an impact, you improved something, you changed something, you delivered something? Just list those out in general. Now, the ROI column, the return on investment column, is where you provide specific data. It's just helpful besides, improved patient safety by reducing the amount of canceled tests, right? That might be one of my goals. But the return on investment section is where I would want to say, for example, let's say we had, I'm just making this up, 3,000 canceled tests last year. This project reduced the number of canceled tests by 50%, and now we only have 150 canceled tests per year. Wow, that's huge. So 50% reduction in the number of patient safety events, let's say, or whatever we wanted to say. So make sure that you capture that actual data, those key performance indicators that show what you did. It's even better if you're able to say, okay, within 2 years, right? That's a real return on investment. Or within 1 year, we will have paid back the expense of the equipment we bought to improve or grow the business, right? So not just data, but a real return on investment would be, how quickly am I able to recoup costs or see the benefits of this program? That's really going to help you speak to the value. All right. And then the summary. This is where somebody asks you about this initiative. What's that elevator pitch or that thing you could say? So the basic structure of how you would, frame this would be: name the thing you did, what you accomplished, and by how much did you accomplish this. So I'll give you a couple of examples. The first one would be, example, I streamlined X process, reducing turnaround time by 30%. Okay. Or you could say something, what you accomplished, by how much, by doing what. So kind of leading with the change or the thing you did. I reduced turnaround times by 30% by streamlining X process. So it's just however is helpful. So I love to make the templates colorful. So I made them color coded. You can have as many as you want. This could be a running list. I've done this for myself year over year over year. So then when I go to update my resume, I like to pick the ones that are the most relevant for whatever job I'm applying to or whatever project I'm applying to participate in. So I definitely do not snooze on the value and impact promotion template. You might not have anything each month to put in here, right? Projects take time, things you do take time, but maybe towards the end of the year, there'll be more to put in here. But just want to have you to be able to check into it every month so that you don't forget that it's there. All right. So if we go back to the dashboards real quick, this is how you would use this dashboard. You come here and you check it off and say, okay, I filled out the value and impact template. All right. So let's go back to the performance folder and we're going to talk about the rest of these templates. So now right under the value to impact promotion template is the joy wins kudos folder. So I already put some stuff in here. You can see I probably need to make these sub pages. Maybe it's already, sorry. Maybe it's already sub-paged enough. You can probably pop these out a little bit. And then that way all of this falls under the joy wins folder. So in previous tutorials, I've showed how you can forward an email from Outlook. This is just me showing what it might look like. Here's a real one that I showed in the tutorial. So if you get a thank you during the month, a kudos, especially if it's praise from your leader, your one-up leader, a peer, a stakeholder you work with, forward those here, save those things, because when it comes time for performance review, or to ask for a promotion or pitch your promotion, or even just when you're having a really tough day, you can come to your joy/wins kudos folder and remember these things easily. So here's just a few examples. Besides email, you could just straight up type in here. So I had this template in one of my previous versions of this that was on paper. It was similar. It was a Leader Standard workbook. And I had a page just called Big Wins. And you can literally just come in here and type something that, gave you joy, right? So it could be a team member win, right? Observe team member leading an initiative solo after many months of coaching from me. It felt awesome to see it finally click for them, right? So the things you have gratitude for, the things that are make you feel good, and maybe put the date, right? So let's just do March 2026. So that's a win about a team member if you're a leader. Maybe it's a win about yourself. Let's see, March 2026. Finally created the template for the financial. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. Financial, oh my gosh, dashboard that I've been wanting to for months now. It feels great to have that done so that it can be used every month. Out of my head and onto paper, right? So little wins. And again, thank yous, kudos, these joy moments. I think maybe someone would look at this and say, well, this is so silly. This takes time. We could be doing actual work. Well, guess what? Part of our work is to not burn out, to still be grateful for it, to not resent our work, to make sure that we document the good things that are happening. And so the more that we call these good moments forward, the more that we recall them. And also we have them in our back pocket, again, when we're having a bad day or when we need to use them to show that we've been doing a great work, that we've mitigated risk for the organization, that we have value to the org, and that we're a team player. So I love these. These can be private for yourself, or you can choose to share them if you need to. So again, review, add kudos, thank yous, or wins for yourself or your team in the joy folder. Review progress on personal annual goals. So we've already gone through this in a previous tutorial, so I won't go over this template, but I would just kind of make sure, looks like I have instructions here. Review goal progress, update status for yourself and your leader if they find that to be helpful to be informed. So maybe this is where you prep this to share with your leader. I've showed in previous tutorials that you can actually email that page out to anyone, yourself or your leader. And you can maybe do a little status update. Yep, project is still green. This is the next milestone and we are on track. Or this is also a good wake up call to be like, you know what, this goal, the idea of it's nice, but I don't think at this point we're going to hit this target. We might need to change the target. So this is where you can adjust accordingly and not be caught off guard at the end of the year because you've been looking at it every month. All right, let's go quickly back to the performance section here, the dashboard. So we'd come over here and check that off. All right, and then review any progress on projects. My favorite way to do this is just to come to the active projects list, which is linked. Again, I won't go over this because there's a separate tutorial on this, but this is where I like to see not just my major goals, but all of my projects in one place. It's a great communication tool for myself and for my leader. It's where I tend to keep project-related to-do lists, like short little things I need to do in the recent updates or notes section, and I come here and I check them off as needed. Just check in with each project. Have you been working on it? Do I have time on my calendar for it? Do I need to schedule time on my calendar for it? Is it still a priority? Is there any escalations needed? It's just a good check-in to make sure you haven't missed anything. All right, so we come here, check it off. The area or team goals, similar to projects, I haven't gone over the area section as much yet in a tutorial, but areas section is just, instead of project-based work, it might be department-based, right? So for example, I have here, if I'm in charge of 4 hospital sites, I might have one tab for each site, right? Or if maybe I want to create a section in my OneNote notebook for finance or for staffing or for budget. Is there any area that I need to check on or that I need to take action on? Are these areas good? So yeah, that's up to you. I'll do a tutorial on the areas section very soon here. So that's checked off. And then again, any maintenance. Can we archive any resources, notes that are no longer needed? So how do you archive? Super simple. Let's look in the task list, or maybe a good idea. Let's say notes. Let's say I don't need this note page. We took notes. This meeting is no longer going to happen. We're good. All you do is drag it over and put it in the archive section. And now you can see it's here, right? So you can move it around just like any other page. So I'm going to undo that now because I still want it to be there. So that in a nutshell is how you do your monthly check-in. You do it at the end of the month. You follow the standard work, check it off, quickly go through and update this, do your reflection. How am I feeling? Am I on track? Behind? Do I need support? Do I need more growth, development, any learnings? What do I need to be successful next month? And then take that and act on it. Reach out to your leader if you need help. Know these things for yourself. Schedule time for yourself to actually make these things happen. And you will definitely be successful. This is helping you create so much self-awareness so that you can be a more proactive leader. All right. Thank you so much for watching. If this helped, share it with a colleague. And you can check out my entire playlist here linked below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my video if you want to see more of these. And I will see you back here with another tutorial for the OneNote Hub. All right. Bye.